Alright guys, we're going to be going over all the powers of the Infinity Stones, so let's get into it. Our first stone we're going to be reviewing is the Reality Stone on what powers it can do. It's yellow in the comics but red in the movies. Like all the other Infinity Stones have some sort of casing, the Reality Stone has some goo on it that makes it look all liquefied. The Reality Stone will also feed on the user's life force, and if they're not worthy, they'll probably die from the force. If the user does survive, he or she can bend the laws of physics or make new laws of physics. Anything they wanted could happen. So this means even if the user wanted the whole universe to get created into dark matter, that could happen because it's the Reality Stone and it can bend the laws of physics. Now one of the bonuses for the user, they can also get regenerative abilities from the Reality Stone, and they can also make things impossible or possible. Now one of the examples that the Reality Stone's powers can do is that Malekith wanted to turn everything into dark matter, but was stopped by Thor, but still, he might have. Thanos also used the Reality Stone at one point in a TV show to make the Avengers see what they wanted to see, them defeating him, but was actually a fake reality. So overall, the Reality Stone can be a cool gem and sort of a dangerous gem. For anyone who uses it, it is pretty risky, but it's also mostly just a wishing stone. Our next Infinity Stone is actually the most powerfulest one, the Soul Gem, which is green in the comics but orange in the movies. Now the Soul Stone is actually one of the most powerfulest Infinity Gems out of all 6, and now we're going to get into why it's so powerful. One of the abilities of the Soul Stone, say take Thor, you could actually transform him into the frog using the Soul Stone. The user can also take control of dead beings or living beings. It does not matter, because they have a soul and it can still be controlled. The Soul Stone can also take souls and stuff them into a pocket world, which is called Soul World, where all souls live that are trapped. But whoever wields the Soul Stone has enormous power on anyone, even friends or allies. They could use it on anyone they would choose to. No one knows where the Soul Stone is in the movies, but in the comic books it was Adam Warlock who wore the Soul Stone, so it might be on him, but not likely since the director said he won't be in the movies. Even though Adam Warlock doesn't have the Infinity Stone right now, it doesn't mean he can't come across it after Infinity War, or the directors might be lying and he might show up in Infinity War. But I would also say that the Infinity Gem that we're looking at right now is probably one of the most powerfulest ones in the universe. Let's move on. Our next stone we're going to be looking at is the Mind Stone, which is yellow in the movies but blue in the comics. Now the Mind Stone can increase mental intelligence by miles, and it can also access dreams or dreams of other people and their fears. In the first Avengers movie, Loki used the Mind Stone and the blue casing on his staff to control S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and make them do his bidding. We also see how Ultron is artificial intelligence and how Vision used the Mind Stones to cut him off from the network to go into his mind and stop him from leaving his original body. It seems like the Mind Stone can also allow Vision to fire a yellow beam of energy from his forehead at any object he wishes to. When the Mind Stone is at full power, it can find every brain in the universe and actually look into their thoughts, feelings, and emotions for any weaknesses or strengths. Mostly, the Mind Stone goes into the mind, sees their thoughts, fears, and emotions, and they can also trick people in thinking that they're not the enemy. Next is a really cool Infinity Gem, the Time Stone, which is orange in the comics but green in the movies. On its basic level, the Time Stone can be focused on one object, like how Doctor Strange made the apple look ripe and also make it look decay. On another level, the Time Stone can create a time loop for the user, so if they do die, they can be recreated again and just do it over and over again. On a higher level, the user of the Time Stone can actually accelerate someone's age and make them old or young. So the Time Stone can basically go forward in time and backward in time, so if you did want to live forever, you could basically do that with the Time Stone. Like Thanos said, time is always an enemy to everyone, so I would have to say that the Time Stone is probably one of the most powerful Infinity Gems in the whole universe. Right now, the Time Stone is currently being guarded by Doctor Strange, and if Thanos wants to have it, he'll have to go through him. Alright, the next one we're going to be reviewing is the Space Stone, which is blue in the movies but purple in the comics. We first see the Space Stone in the first Avenger movie, where Hydra made incinerating weapons with the Space Stone. Red Skull later tries to grab the cube trying to harness its energy, but is immediately sucked into space and incinerated. We see another capability in the first Avengers movie, where Loki uses the Space Stone to open up a huge portal for Chitauri to come through. The Space Stone can also make multiple copies of the user wielding the Space Stone in multiple galaxies or in the same place. Another ability is when Thor and Loki got transported to Asgard with the help of the Space Stone. It also looks like that Thanos can use the Space Stone, can summon and throw a moon at the Avengers, which might happen in Infinity War. Our last and final stone we're going to be looking at is the Power Stone, which is one of the most dangerous stones instead of one of the most powerfulest. One power about the Power Stone is that only beings with immense power can handle the powers of the Power Stone, or else they will die. If anyone is not worthy of the Power Stone, they will be decayed and eventually blown up. But the ones who do survive the Power Stone effects, they have more strength and everything else in their body is increased with power. In the Infinity Gauntlet, the Power Stone can actually power all the other stones with more capabilities and higher damage. If the user has enough power, they can use the Power Stone to destroy a planet with decay and eventually destroy the whole planet. A few other abilities are a Power Storm, where it can decay everything inside, or when a group can control the Power Stone and do what they want to. Alright guys, that's the end of all the Infinity Stone's powers and abilities. So I'm going to be cutting off the video a little short right here, but I hope you enjoyed it. I think I'm going to post another one today. Stay tuned.